Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse New Year's Eve live post-game show, the final anything show that I'm going to do for the 2021 calendar year. I started this channel this year back in February, so this will be the last one. So I had to come on. I couldn't do a whole recorded thing and all that jazz. Just going to come on and give you my thoughts about this very disappointing loss that the Knicks had. They had a chance to get back to 500, but they lost. But before we get to that, cheers to everybody. It's almost New Year's. It's almost 2022. That's right. Man. Well, the New York Knicks went to Oklahoma and dropped a game that they needed to win. They dropped it 95-80. The good news is they held an opponent to under 100 points. The bad news is they could barely break 80. In fact, they just got 80 points. The Knicks scored 80 points. That's right. On the first game, without Julius Randle, without Kemba, who for at the last minute he was a scratch. Oh man, hold on. Sorry about that. So there's a lot to go into right now. Let's just jump into the slides right here. Here we go, man. Wow. RJ Barrett led the scoring for the Knicks, 26 points tonight. He was the only one on the entire team who actually showed up tonight. I gotta say that I was really hoping to see a lot more from Obi Toppin tonight. He only got 4 shots. I don't even remember them running one single play for him. So, I mean, I just don't get that. I don't understand it, but we'll get into it. Welcome to anyone who's here. Hey, we surveyed 100 people. Welcome, brother. Angel Torres, welcome to you. Geraldine McIver, welcome. Salute to everybody. Salute. Look, hey, I was I'm gonna be honest with you. I was pretty disappointed by this game. Disgusted might be a strong word, but I was a little disgusted at times for sure because I really wanted to win. But OKC, they have a good young core. I think they're the youngest team in the league, and they have a guy, an all-star level point guard. So when you go up against a team like that, if they start hitting buckets, I mean, they're the worst three-point shooting team in the NBA, and they shot 41, almost 42% of their three-pointers tonight. Now, could the defense been a little stronger on the perimeter? Absolutely. Mitch Robinson left Roby open a couple of times in that first half. Mitch only played 25 minutes, 4 or 5, 12 rebounds, but I don't even think we saw him in the fourth quarter, honestly. But he got burned. He got burned several times. Taj was a total non-entity. And, I love Taj, but his 23 minutes were basically a gaping hole in the ground, really amounted to hardly anything. The Knicks tonight, actually, the offense, now this might sound odd when I say this, but the offense actually worked correctly, other than not running plays for Obi. Other than that, the offense actually worked correctly. The team got wide open looks, but look what happened. They shot less than 20% from the three-point line. 8 of 41. You can't win. You can't win like that when you are three-point dependent and you're not hitting your three-point shots. Now, could they have adapted and gone to the basket more? Absolutely. Absolutely. The other 40 shots they took were at the basket. And they hit 22 of them. So they 22 of 40, which is a decent number. That's a decent number. Miles McBride gave us 7 points tonight, shot 3 of 9. For his first start, I got a feeling the whole team was a little bit, they didn't look prepared for this moment, is what it looked like to me, except for RJ. And it makes sense because, like I said earlier in the other video about when Randall got COVID and I talked about who's going to step up and Obi, RJ, his whole life has been geared towards this moment. And look what he did tonight. What did RJ do tonight? He shot 10 of 20. In fact, The rest of the team shot 20 of 61, less than 33%, but he shot 50%. His three-point shot wasn't there, 1 of 8. He kept hoisting it because you have to when you have this type of offense, like the way it's structured and the way the game is today. Now, the free throws was ridiculous. Come on, 54.5% for the three-point line. When you miss your free throws, it puts you so much further back when you're trying to make a comeback. You got to hit your free throws, guys. So that's a whole other thing, but that's obvious stuff. All right. Hey, Foxy. Hey, Foxy, if you want to join me, you're welcome. Let me know. Just text me. Gonna roll with this thing. Geraldine, let me put some of these up. I love the comment. Geraldine, I haven't read it yet. George, I watched the RJ. I watched the game. RJ was not that RJ was not that impressive with RJ. Yes, he was the leading scorer. We still lost. Yeah, we still lost. Well, you know what? This is where I'm gonna disagree with you here on that in terms of being impressed or not impressed with RJ. When the team needed a crucial bucket, he delivered it. When the offense was stagnating, he took it in his hands. He drove. He tried to create. I don't even know how many. He probably didn't get that many. 3 assists, 7 rebounds. Still had 4 turnovers. I don't like the turnovers. Yeah, he wasn't. I'm not going to say he was outstanding or anything. Absolutely not. But 26 points. On a night when no one else could do anything, it matters. It also shows how when the ball is in his hands, he can produce points. Now, is it at a high efficient clip? Well, I mean, actually, his drives to the hoop, he had a pretty nice. He played pretty well actually in terms of that, but his 3-point shot was trash. But the guy I really want to talk about is Evan Fournier. Hits the first shot of the game, he hits it, and then goes MIA for the rest of the game. And they missed easy ones at the hoop. I mean, this is a game that reveals, what does it reveal? That's what I want to hear from you guys, actually, what you guys think what this game reveals. And I'll share my point of view. For one, it reveals that the team is just not ready to embrace any type of offense without Randall or even Kemba being featured. Because they rarely get a chance to. But the second unit should have been able to do the job that they usually do, and they weren't able to do it tonight. They just weren't. They were absent. But Kevin Knox, even though he only hit 1 of 4 from his 3-pointers, shot 3 of 8 overall, I liked his presence out there. I liked his energy. He played a little, his defense was, halfway decent. He showed that he has some tools, that he's someone that maybe we should incorporate more into the rotation. It was almost like an audition tonight, for moving forward. And I got to say, I was trying to be super optimistic in the pregame show and earlier on, but I did fear this exact type of result. But I didn't want to put that bad mojo out there. I just thought they seemed like not prepared. They were kind of overthinking it. Like, how does Quentin Grimes, who was shooting the lights out, how come he couldn't hit a 3-pointer tonight? What did he shoot tonight? 1 of 6. Grimes, 1 of 6. Quickly, 1 of 7. Knox, 1 of 4. Fournier, 1 of 5. Deuce, 1 of 6. RJ, 1 of 8. All ones. The only guy who hit more than 1 3-pointer tonight was the assassin, Alec Burks. But even he was a bit disappointing. He only took 8 shots, got 9 points. Even he was disappointing. I feel like the team, I don't know, maybe they didn't have enough time to prepare for this game without Julius in it. It's New Year's Eve. They're on the road. They didn't look like they were prepared. And that I got to put on Thibs. So his rotations also bugged me. I don't even understand why Obi wasn't back in the game earlier in the second half. He put Taj out there. What was the point of that? Let's find out what Obi has. If we're going to lose this game, let's get Obi out there. But Obi ended up, he did end up playing his career high, almost 28 minutes, 27-19. Let's see what we surveyed 100 people says here. This game showed me IQ has a long way to go to be a starter. Yeah, I can see why that's a very valid concern. Absolutely. He looked decent that first half. I was actually very happy with the result of the team in the first half. I enjoyed watching the style of basketball to see what it looked like without Julius, being ball dominant and causing turnovers. I liked it, even though we were down by, what were we down by? 2 points at the I think we were down by 2 at the half. Yes, we were down by 2 at the half. I really thought we were going to win this game. But somehow we managed to hold the opponent to 44 points in the entire second half and still lost. The Knicks only scored 2 more points in the entire second half than they scored in the second quarter. So the faucet got turned off and the offense just ran aground, and the Knicks could not figure out a way out of this situation to pull out the win. You kind of almost could see the body language at one point. They were kind of like, seemed like, oh man, let's just get this game over with, which is not good. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign at all. Yeah, Mr. McLeak, this is one of those weird nights where the worst 3-point shooting team in the league, I'm assuming, I think they are the worst 3-point shooting team. Anyway, they're one of the worst. Let's put it that way. Suddenly shoots 42% from the 3-point line. Yeah. And then we went crazy cold. We shot under 20%. So if things had been somewhat closer to the norms, this would have been a closer game. I still don't even think we would have won because we still lost it by 15 points. So that's not an easy, margin to overcome, so I guess it would have had to have been, probably like if we had hit an additional 6 3-pointers, let's just put it that way, it would have put us at 14 for 41. Yeah, that's totally doable. Yeah, that's what it was. The shot just wasn't there tonight. It's a bummer. I wanted to finish the calendar year at 500. We're not. We finished 17-19, and we are now, where are we in the standings? Looking at ESPN, we're now in 10th position, just above the Toronto Raptors, who are 15-17. We're 17-19. Wow, they played a lot less games than we have. They played 4 less. We're tied with Boston, who is also in total disarray. I actually have I'm going to post this because it's just funny. Pedro Cepedas. I just saw it. He says, also, Fournier showed us that he really sucks ass. Hey, it's New Year's. I'm putting it there. I hope you guys all have drinks. Turn this into a party. It sucks that we lost, but I'm going to try and put a positive spin on this video. And by the way, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Please subscribe to Into the Knicks-Verse. And could use all the support and the thumbs ups and all that jazz. Yes, let's see. Wait, is Foxy going to join me? Come on, Foxy. Oh, Foxy's going to join. All right. That means I got to put my headset on. Damn it. I'm going to ruin my hair. I'm going to go out tonight. All right, guys. Let's get Foxy in here. I'm sure he's going to have some interesting insight into this. Let's see. All right. He's coming in. Oh, I just sent him the link. He's not coming in. Let's see if we can get Keith to come in too. All right. You guys. How are you guys feeling, man? Cheers, brother. Cheers, Pedro. Cheers, Kai Wang. Hey. Love you guys. Thank you guys for joining me here. We're gonna have a nice little little New Year's Eve post-game party live. Maybe we'll run this all the way into the New Year's. I don't know. We'll see. The free throws. Oh, the free throws were maddening. Free throws were totally maddening, man. All right, let me switch here. Look at this. Look at OKC. this team, this is not a good shooting team. They shot almost 42% 3-pointers. It's crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 9 Thunder players hit a 3-pointer tonight. Wow. Shea Gilgeous, he's an exciting player, but you know what? He didn't win this game for them tonight. It was the other guys. He only shot 9 of 24. He needed 24 field goal attempts to give you 23 points. That's not that exciting. So everyone who's drooling, and I'm one of the ones in that group who's drooling for Shea, it's a whole other story. All right, we're gonna add Foxy to the stream. Hey, what's up, brother?
Yo.
Hey, Foxy, you talk for a little bit. I gotta put my headset on.
Okay, you got it. Hi, everyone. That was another aggravating loss. But at least we have the family here. Geraldine MacGyver. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Still Dre. Yo. Pedro Cepedas. Kai Wang. I'm drinking Fisher's Island lemonade. I spent a lot of my youth, my summers in Fisher's Island. It's an island off the coast of New London, Connecticut. And I went to this place for years with my buddies called the Pequod Inn, and we used to get lit on these.
I've heard of that place.
The spiked lemonade, which is basically a shot of whiskey and a shot of vodka. And last year, my wife comes home. She goes, "Hey, guess what? That place that you went to, they make it now and they sell it." So 3, 4, or 7 of them, man. It's such a nice buzz. So
cheers to you, brother. Cheers to you.
Cheers to you. Hey, let's think positive. That's enough. You know, we got another half a season to go.
What are your I mean, what's your real feeling about what actually happened tonight? Like what we actually saw?
Well, we saw an elite player, SGA, a guy who's 6'6", 6'11".
He did not have a good game though.
No, he didn't, but
he shot like trash. He needed 23 attempts or 24 attempts to give you 23 points. So,
yep, I'm with you.
It was the other guys.
Yeah, that guy Wiggins. Somebody brought up that guy Wiggins, I think, but he had a pretty.
Someone cursed us.
But Mitch not getting out on the perimeter.
No, he got burned so many times tonight.
Muscala and Roby.
I almost feel like they didn't even look at the scouting report.
I know, it's aggravating. And
Muscala is one of the top 10 3-point shooters in the league right now.
I thought actually top 5. Yeah,
maybe top 5.
Yeah, so it was a head scratcher.
And Roby also can hit the 3.
I know. Why does everyone have somebody on their team 1 or 2 5s and we don't have any? So it was just really aggravating. Mitch had like 6.
Why is that, Leon?
Yeah, 6 points in the first few minutes, and then boom. So they're like, we're saying, hey, he's going to feast. And we're like, at the beginning of the game, like, just like we said, they're going to feast. I don't think they had a guy over 6'8", and boom. That's it for the rest of the game. What did he score? He had 9 points. So he had 6 on, I think, the first few minutes, and then 3 for the rest of the game, Mitch. He had 12 rebounds, but let me get out my thing. So
Mitch had 12 rebounds, but only 2 offensive rebounds. And that's telling. When Rich is not getting offensive rebounds at a high clip, he's not playing his game.
Yeah, I know we didn't hit our shots, but 12
those free throws though.
12 assists. Oh God, is that pitiful? That's really bad. And IQ was really disappointing tonight. I saw one of the guys in the chat mentioned it, and I'm with you all the way that he took some really ill-advised shots a couple of times. We just didn't do, like I've been saying all along, he's a 2. He's not a 1. He's a 2 that has some point guard skills, but every time he's put in the position to be a point guard, it's just not his thing, man. It's just not natural to him. And what I thought was natural to him to be a shooter this year, he's just showing that he's just average at most or below average, and that's what I thought he was. I thought he was going to be an elite shooter. So, real disappointing.
He was 1 of 7 from 3-point line on a night where we needed
him.
Look. We when we look at this box score, like look at what RJ did, right? All we needed was one other guy to respond, and we could have probably won this game. We just needed one other guy. That's it. No one else he came even close. I mean, quickly he gave us 11 points, but I mean, this was the kind of night that Quick should have given us 25 points.
Yeah, this is.
But also Burks.
Yeah.
What? Remember we said? Are we gonna? Is Burks?
You nailed it. You nailed it in the pregame, man. About Burks not doing on a consistent. He has a great game, and then not, and then the game after that, he comes back to earth.
Yeah, but look at this chat contribution by Reese Rolex. How did Obi only get 4 shots?
Oh, that's an easy answer. The answer is Obi needs.
I thought you were waiting for me to.
Obi needs somebody. Obi needs somebody to get him his shots because he can't get his own shots. He's a dunk or.
Why didn't we do that?
Or a dunk. Well,
it's not like it's new information.
No, I know, but this is what happens in this situation. We've been saying for a while, like, folks, he's electric. He has great energy, but he's shooting in the 20s from both mid-range and from 3. So it's great in transition. It's great off the baseline, those dunks, but the other elements of his game, he's just functional on defense. He doesn't get blocks. So all of those things get exposed that, he's good on second teams, but if you're asking him to have an all-around game, you're in a lot of trouble. Especially if he doesn't have a point guard.
But why? But why wasn't someone feeding him, though? Why didn't Thibs draw up an offense to exploit the physical advantages that having an Obi Toppin on the floor gives you?
And Mitch, like we said, he did it in the first few minutes. Use that height and that size and everything. But I'm with you. And it's been the things that we've been talking about, adjustments in games, going to things, and you're like just saying, hey, if Mitch doesn't want to come out and cover somebody on the perimeter, take him out. If we can't take advantage of Obi, run plays for him with his hops and his transition, then put somebody in there who can. But there were also bad passes today. IQ had a bad pass. RJ had a bad pass. Like, wow.
Yeah, the passing wasn't crisp tonight.
Not crisp at all.
In fact, at one point in that third quarter, when the game got out of control, it just became a lot of, just like no passing. It was just ISO. I felt like it was Julius out there again. Like we defaulted to like bad habits.
Yeah. Really bad habits. And it's a shame because it happens where, you're just not hitting your shots, but it should be where a couple of guys, not the whole freaking team, is not hitting their shots. And we can't lose games like this, folks. We can't lose games like this at all and expect to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
It comes back to bite you.
We lost it. We said it in the pregame. OKC is not a team you take for granted. This is not the Pistons. OKC or not even that G League replacements Timberwolves team. Yeah. OKC has some players who are just young. There's, learning the game, but they have guys on that team who can play.
They do, but they're highly, like you said, they're young. They're highly inefficient. And that's why they're 29th in field goal percentage, 30th in 3-point percentage, 28th in 2-point percentage, 25th in foul totals, 30th in assists, 24th in steals, 29th in points. So that's when I saw those things like, you know what? We have guys, we have RJ and RJ. You always want to have a player on a team who could take a team on its back, on his back. And I know it's his 3rd year. I know he's only 21, but you want to see some elements of a guy on a team that can say, Burks did it last night. The last game. That you
don't think RJ? I mean, I thought RJ gave a good attempt to try and keep this team in the game. I mean, he did. I thought he did everything he could.
Yeah, but it didn't feel.
I mean, he
to
didn't
me
hit
that
3-point shot.
I was about to say I didn't feel that it was a game that he could replicate against a good team.
You're the one who complains about his 2-point
finishing.
exactly, and he was 9 of 12. That's nice, Foxy.
Yeah,
We gotta shout him out when he does. I mean,
I
that's
agree with you, but my point was he's 9 of 12 because of the competition tonight.
yes, but
He was getting to the hole and he was using
yeah.
his right hand, and
Hey,
but it was almost summer league
Dort
level.
is an excellent defender. Well, excellent might be high, but he's a good defender. You know, I if anything, I know, we're split as a fan base on RJ in general, but tonight actually showed us that RJ actually has the heart of a winner. He has it. He showed up tonight. If let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. If tonight Burks had gotten the 26 points and RJ had given us the 9 points, what do you think would be happening out on Twitter tonight? There'd be guys with pitchforks going after RJ. It can't be, it's got to be, a two-way street. You know, the the guy delivered, he did his job. The rest of the team did not.
I'm with you. I
He's
can't
not
argue with you.
But the 3-point shot though wasn't there. He was 1 of 8. He took the most of all the whole team.
Yep.
But that's the structure of the offense. We got to keep shooting those no matter what, because you think at some point they're going to start dropping, and they have. You heard Wally in the broadcast saying, at some point their three is going to start connecting, but it didn't tonight.
It just never did. I know, and it was sad. So yeah, you're right. RJ had 26 and it led the team and had 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 turnovers. So he took that role from Julius tonight.
Yeah.
But even so, like you said, the other guys didn't do what they were had to do.
I wonder if this is just kind of like maybe we shouldn't overread into this actual result tonight.
I'm with you. It's a bunch of guys that have never, it's chemistry is everything in playing. You had, it's lineups and stuff, kids trying too hard.
I think Deuce found out at the very last second he was going to start. His first
Exactly. Exactly. So he was throwing a knuckleball at the last second. Still, it's only his second game coming back from COVID. But he hit a nice little mid range. It looked like he was starting to get his rhythm back, which I like. But then he went a long spell where Tibbs benched him.
Yeah, I know. He sat on that bench for quite a while.
I know, but I was like saying, yeah, he hit a 3, and then he hit that mid range, and he did a couple things, and also on defense, folks. If you just watch, he slides again, things that don't show up in box scores, but stopping penetration. He's very good on defense. In the few possessions, Shea is 6'6", was a 6'10", so him scoring again, he does that against everyone now. So it's not a Deuce thing. It's an SGA is, on the cusp of stardom thing. And like you said, he had an inefficient night, but when he goes to the hole, it's just really tough to stop that dude.
Yeah. Hey, salute, Sco. Happy New Year, man.
Yo, Sco.
Sco says, now can we let go of the play the kids mantra? Absolutely not.
No,
absolutely not.
I'm with you, George. No. What?
We've
what's the option?
Losses with all the vets.
Yeah. So what's the other option?
We were down by 14 with Julius and Kemba to the Pistons that can't even wipe. The Pistons don't even compete with OKC. So no, it was just a night where these guys didn't hit their shots.
Yeah, I've never seen a rookie, and that includes the greats, the Kobe's, and everyone else that didn't have struggle games in there.
Yeah.
When they start, it's part of the process. But the thing is, the more they play, the more experience they get, the better they get.
But one thing about this sentiment, I mean, you can't judge it by one game, but at some point, the kids are going to have to deliver.
No doubt.
So, yeah, at some point, once they get the shot, they get their shot. whatever how many games it is. Well, now we're looking at 5 games at least. If they don't deliver, then yes, then but the thing is, we need to see it. We can't be always wondering.
Yeah, but the design was initially not thinking that D Rose was going to go out and stuff like that. Was that the kids were going to come in for 5 minutes of strong defense, and if they hit 1 or 2 shots, it'd be great. We weren't expecting them to be in this role.
No, we weren't. But still, but you know what? So the whole roles thing and everything, I get it. I get it. I'm going to be sensitive to it and everything, but I don't know. I guess I'm and look, and these guys they're professional athletes. They've been competing their whole careers.
Yeah, but when they talk to kids, the first thing they say about what hit you about the NBA, Jesus, the speed of the game, man. It's going to take me a while to get used
the
to.
speed is, yeah, the speed is.
I played at a Division I college, and we played against the guys, but the level
You played Division I.
But the point of playing at Kentucky or a Division I school and then going to the NBA, you're like, I can't believe that the difference between playing at Kentucky and the pros is like light years. So I thought it was just going to be a little step. Oh no. And so their speed on every play is frightening. And then on top of that, they're so strong. They're unbelievably strong. So, and then their endurance. So the guys, they're professionals. So that's why the kids come in, and this would be the halfway point or a little over the halfway point in college ball, but a lot more games. So they're hitting the wall, the proverbial wall, but hey, it's good for them because I think the kids have good attitudes. They'll take the loss and learn from losses. You have to learn from losses, unfortunately, as rookies.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think we need to look at this as let's say this was a limited series on Netflix. And it's a 5 episode. This was the setup. What's going to happen? How are they going to respond on Sunday? Is it Sunday? We're playing Sunday, right?
Sunday at 3:30.
Yeah. And then the next game is who do we play before we hit the
I think the Pacers.
The Pacers. Oh yeah, that'll be a good one.
Yeah,
that'll be a good one. So I think we got to look at it as this is like like a little mini series. How are these kids going to respond over the 5 episodes?
There's a real good shot. Toronto's going to light us up. I watched them tonight. The highlights of their win tonight. Van Vliet and Siakam and just the other guys, and I don't know if Gary Trent and a few others are back, but Trent just terrifies Fournier. So that's going to be a tough game. DeRozan hit a last-second shot to beat the Pacers tonight. A one-legged shot, man. He's smooth, and every time I see it, I'm like, Jesus. Ball and DeRozan and Caruso and Vucevic. One year they reconstructed their whole roster, and we got Fournier and Kemba. Yeah, great going, Rose. Leon.
Okay, I'm gonna give Sco, who is the leader, the king of the Rose Hive. Sco, this is for you, brother. Here's the thing that we need to accept about the New York Knicks. That without Derrick Rose, this team is actually not a winning team. Like, not even close. Last season overall with Derrick Rose off the court, we were a minus 0.7 differential last season with him off the court, the whole last season. This season, without him on the court, when he's off the court, we're a minus 3.4 in totality. Last season with him on the court, all possessions, we were a plus 10.7. That's 10 points more per game, per 100 possessions. Actually, no, wait, that was, that was last season when he was on the court. This season, when he's on the court, we're a plus 7. That's a 10.4 swing. We're a minus 3.4 when he's off the court. We're a plus 7 when he's on the court. That's a 10.4 swing. That's dramatic.
It is. That's absolutely dramatic. Hey, good night, Geraldine. I see she's saying good night to us. So happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Bodega Wi-Fi, one of my favorites of all time. God, is he one of the greats, man? It's so weird. A lot of the people, it's over my 1-year anniversary of being friends and communicating, corresponding to them. So Bodega has been a great supporter from day one, and I really appreciate you.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%. Thank you guys for joining us, man. Stanley Mann, thank you for joining us. Tam Hill, we surveyed 100 people. Geraldine, happy New Year to you. I hope you get to go out and celebrate. Let's see here. Bodega Wi-Fi puts it, we can't blame Thibodeau for roster construction or players not making shots.
Bodega's 100% right, man.
Yep.
He's 100% right.
Totally.
Yeah. Hey, but I said to you what hit you, or what hit me at least in this game, and it just the reality of the lack of elite talent on this roster. We have, unfortunately.
Well, we know we don't have elite talent, though.
I know, but it's almost like a roster of role player talent that we just don't have.
That.
I know, but a lot of us
win. You can still win with role talent.
Yeah, but you can't win a chip.
Yeah, well, of course we know we're not there. The idea is, develop the guys, and then hopefully maybe one of them pops a little bit.
Yeah.
And then your other guys that you're developing turn into really good, solid role players and nice pieces that you can include in a trade with draft picks to get the elite guys. And did we hope that RJ would be an elite guy? Absolutely. Is he looking like he's going to be one? Right now, it doesn't look like that. But could he be a piece in a championship team? I believe he can. I don't think he's going to lead you to it, but I think he could be a nice third piece in a championship team, possibly. Who else? I love Grimes's game. He didn't have a good one tonight, and I don't want to judge somebody just based on one bad game, but I like Grimes's game personally a lot. I think he could also be a contributor to a championship type team, but a role player.
He's a role player, and it's a stat that I haven't brought up on the air, but I'll throw it out now because I have a few drinks in me. You want a crazy stat, folks? Quentin Grimes has not hit one mid-range jumper. The only jumpers he's hit this year are 3-point jumpers. So he's hit a couple layups and 3-pointers. And if you go back to a show I did with JD, where I talked about, it was exactly what I said. He's an elite 3-point shooter. He literally has no mid-range game. I said it, and I was 100% right. And I went, and he's not really a great finisher. And the reason, and George brought this up, there's a reason why he was picked 25th. There's a reason Deuce was picked 36th. That they're very good, and that doesn't mean we've seen Van Vliet, we've seen others that have been picked that have blossomed to really good players, but statistically, they don't have the separation, that speed, and that burst, or in some elements that just makes the game a lot easier for them.
Yeah.
And it comes back to their haunt you.
Yeah. The potential. He has that ability to maybe possibly give you some elite defense.
Who?
Grimes.
Both of them do. Absolutely.
Yeah. Which makes up for their lack of elite offensive skills. But his 3-point shooting, other than the last 2 games.
Yeah, no, that's a normal thing, and he'll definitely get into his groove. He did it in college. He's going to be literally a 40% 3-point shooter, but his handles, his mid range, his finishing, that's what we're looking for the next couple of years of development. But I'm very happy if like you said, his defense at this level and his 3-point shooting and his attitude. One of the key things that we learned from Kevin and a few others is whomever we draft, they have to have a certain persona to handle Madison Square Garden. We've seen some people, and Julius included, that their emotions and everything, not everything, and I think so far Grimes and Deuce and and RJ also is wicked tough. And that's the type of people that you need to draft. Certain other ones, you worry that they may not be able to take it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, my man, Quiet Money. Happy New Year. Happy holidays, Quiet Money. Yo, like I said, a lot of the people, I'm celebrating my 1 year anniversary, and I remember Quiet Money, his first time on the air with him together, and we've been friends ever since, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, man. I've been doing this 10 months now.
Yeah.
Started in February. And I'm having a blast. I mean, the last season was magical, of course, and unfortunately, the way it actually ended wasn't. But the whole ride up to it was fantastic. I'm hoping, Leon.
Hey, one quick thing, folks. Yeah. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I have a favor. George just said, the one thing is he's been absolutely amazing. Besides his brilliant work, it's been resonating. Obviously, he has 3.73K subscribers, which is absolutely amazing in such a short time period. But you know what the goal is? Let's get our friend over 4K. So not only in the chat, but if you're watching this in the replay after we finish the show tonight, please share with your friends some of the best analytics, some of the best, I'll say sports journalism in the Knicks fandom. And I'm proud to call him my friend. So, hit those likes, hit those subscribes, and hit those reminders so you don't miss out on any of his brilliant work.
I appreciate that, man. Hey, I learned from you guys too, man. And I watched the Sunday show. I love that Sunday show with you and
Thank
Keith. You. Yeah, man. It totally. I watch basically almost every Nick content creator. I think there's so much great content out there. I learn from everybody, and there's so many different points of view. And we can disagree, which is cool, because there actually isn't one way, to slice a tomato. There's many different ways, and doesn't mean that you're always going to get the best result, but it doesn't mean that one person has the exact path to take. There's many different ways to go.
Just so it's tasty to everybody that participates.
Exactly. The end results. I mean, as Knicks fans, what I primarily care about is effort on the floor. Yep. I mean, like you said, a show, we don't have elite talent. You're right. But effort really matters to me. And that's what I like seeing.
But you just nailed it. That's the number one thing. Two things. If you don't have elite talent, you have to have effort and you have to have physicality to overcome that.
And we saw that from RJ tonight, which I really
absolutely. He was getting to the hole, which was either hand, and that's both what you ask for. Both hands.
Yeah.
So you couldn't ask any more. I love physicality and playing. I just wish he didn't have the greatest defensive night. But
he got burned. He got cooked a couple times for sure.
Yeah, but cooked in a way just. That feet, that's the one thing that keeps scaring me about RJ is just his lack of athleticism. That SGA and a few others just blew past him, man. Just blew past him. And, if he was just a touch more athletic, that he could slide and get in front of him, and again, hopefully he can get that skill, but he's 21. I just don't know if he's going to.
That is a little bit of skill, though, Foxy. You actually can, because I wasn't necessarily the fastest guy, but you can definitely improve your defensive game by anticipating and understanding the tendencies of your opponent, and that's something we hope. Well, I'm not sure it'll happen.
But you know what I always say? How you fix that? You literally treat it like a dance step, whether it's a step back, whether it's a Euro step. So I'll give this example. So if you see RJ with his feet, he doesn't have great feet. So it's about footwork and feet to get to where he is. But folks, if you look at James Harden, would you call him fast? No, but he gets wherever because he has phenomenal feet.
Yeah.
So it just shows good handle and good feet could get him. He gets any place he wants. I watched the last game. It's like he was blowing past people, and you'd swear, he's De'Aaron Fox, but he's not. So that's what I'm hoping for RJ, that he improves his handle and he works on his dance moves.
Yes, you know what? You and I disagree a lot on RJ in general, but what you just said is the thing that I hope, and I actually see it actually happening, coming to fruition, that he can learn how to use, how to improve his footwork. That's just practice.
It's just practice.
But when you're young, and you're just more athletic than the people around you when you're coming up, you don't work so hard on that, on the skill parts of it. You just kind of like, you work on your shooting, you work on your finishing, getting to the hoop. But if he drills down and works on that footwork, he could become
it'll take him to the next level.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I think, I don't know. I think I think we might agree on this, that the next level is like that,
consistency,
like consistent B to B plus level contributor in the NBA.
16 to 18 every night, 5 to 7 rebounds every night, 5 to 7 assists every night. That's what I'm looking for.
40% 3-point shooting,
40%, or 38 to 40%, and about 45% to 47% on field goal. So because the gold standard is 50, 40, 90, and he has to bring up that 71% foul shooting too.
Isn't that platinum?
Nope.
40, 90. How many people do that, Foxy?
Well, you said somebody that's right there earlier today. Mikal Bridges is almost in the 50, 40, 90 club last season. Yo, but if you
there's a difference between being in there and then almost.
I know, but it's a difference of him only being a point or two away and being 10 points away.
yes. The goal is to get there. Yeah, that's like super elite level, 50, 40, 90. That's super elite.
But I won't say he's a third pick any longer after today's show. That goes out. No more.
Well, I'm just, you're
100% right. You have to let it go, man.
It's a sunk cost.
You're right. It's over with. Yeah. It's who we have. Let's get on with it. And just hope, like we said, that he practices his dance moves, both offense, and like we said, it's the same dance moves for sliding to get in front of somebody. Just get them feet. I don't care if you got to take ballet, whatever you need to do, get them feet. You got to get them feet going, man.
Yeah. And he's shown the characteristics of being a worker and trying to work on his game constantly. So I have hope that he can get there. I do. I just, whether he'll get there fast enough for us, the fan base, or whatever ends up happening in the future, we'll see. But I have a feeling that he won't stop until he becomes that guy.
We got to get him a Puerto Rican girlfriend or something so he can learn them dance steps.
Oh, I'm sure his girlfriend is happy to hear that right now.
I was saying dance steps. That's all I was saying.
All right, let's check in with the chat. Thank you guys for sticking with us, man. It's awesome. I appreciate that so much. Let's see here what we got here. Walker was a late scratch, man. Let's talk about Evan Fournier.
Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah. I'm highly disappointed in his result tonight. Especially
for the season. For the season.
Or the season, yeah. But tonight, the ball was in his hands in that first half often.
Yo, something just hot off the presses from our brother.
What?
Kemba may miss Keith just came in. Kemba may miss multiple games.
Oh, yeah? Where'd you hear that?
See, you just brought it up.
I know.
On the banner. Oh.
I know, but I mean, where did Keith, where did you hear that? Interesting. Well, hey, say la vie. I'm not upset about that.
I'm not either, because my draft book's getting fixed. And folks, I'd like to talk about the 10th and the draft picks from the 10th spot onward.
Yeah. Well, Foxy and I will soon, I guess in January, we'll have our first like early draft preview show. We'll announce it. You guys should definitely tune in on it. It should be fun. Should be very informative. Foxy's one of the best draft prognosticators that I know.
Yeah, I've been working hard. Just finished just a midseason report card on Jaden Ivey of Purdue. He's like a 6'4", 6'5" John Morant. So when I see RJ and stuff like that, I'm like, oh geez, if he only had this type of electric athleticism. So that, also Jabari Smith of Auburn, and also Paolo Banchero. So tune in, folks. In January, we're going to have some real, tantalizing, but just little bits. We'll get into it a little later, but we just wanted to wet your whistle halfway through. And these are the guys, if you see some games on, check it out. And when we get into March Madness, then we'll really see the separation of the talent.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And also, there's other guys that might be lower down in the lottery that could be interesting.
Yeah. Like I said earlier today, if you watch the pregame, and a lot of you watched me a year ago, I said, hey, there's a kid out of Maryland that I really like, Aaron Wiggins. And we saw him tonight a year later. So those are the things that I'm going through, looking at kids that, kid on Wisconsin, Johnny Davis. So there's a lot of different guys that, who's going to be the next Desmond Bain. That's what I love to focus on.
I wanted him, man, so bad.
Me too. A lot of people tell you.
I'm glad we got IQ, but I would have.
IQ is not Desmond Bain.
Yeah.
And also his body. I love that he's a brute.
that was a bummer that we didn't get him. He was there. He was 30th pick.
Correct.
Yeah. I actually heard an interview with him, and he talked about him wanting to be a Knick. I love that. Whenever someone says they want to be a Knick, they're never going to be a Knick.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, especially if they're not.
You know who wanted to be a
CAA?
Knick? You know who really wanted to be a Knick? Steph Curry. Steph Curry wanted to be
one pick away, one be that close. Jordan Hill, we were that close.
And
we were that close to John Morant. That close to John Morant.
Yeah, John. Though I don't know if John is got the frame to last.
You're right, but you know what?
The NBA.
That'd be an exciting 5 freaking years, though. Yeah. And New York. The one thing is being a kid and just being Bronx boy through and through. The kids there, the Dr. J's and stuff like that growing up. There was something electric. RJ is wonderful for a 20-year-old. You know how difficult it is to be 21 and score, be able to score 20 points in the NBA, but there's nothing electric about his game. So as a kid, he's not a sexy player.
No, he did finish nice though.
Tonight. No. But I'm saying,
yeah, I know.
John Morant is electric. It's like his dunks and his game is like, his crossover and stuff. You're like, oh, there's just nothing about RJ's game that's like that, and you could see it in the All-Star, the last year, and you'll see it again this year. New York, they like RJ, but they don't love RJ.
RJ. The interesting thing about him is that in big games, he's really responded in his career.
Mm-hmm.
So even with all that we say, he's an interesting guy, because I remember watching a lot of Duke games when he was there with Zion and Cam. And then you're like watching it, and the second half begins. And then you're like, and then the announcer says, "Oh, well, RJ is leading the team in scoring right now. He has 17 points." And you're like, "What? When did he get 17 points?"
Exactly.
He's like that kind of guy. He's workmanlike.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "We need a bucket now. I'm going to drive. I'm going to finish. I'm going to get this bucket." Now in college, he could dominate guys and finish at that level. But we saw a little bit of that tonight, which is a really positive sign. Yeah, if he can return to that 40% 3-point shooting, he could really be an interesting player.
Well, that, and if he got some handles. Hey, let me ask you this question: if he had 7 seconds left on the clock. Who would you give the ball to create their shot and win the game for us?
RJ.
Alec Burks or
RJ.
RJ Barrett?
RJ.
Oh boy, we differ there, boy.
I'll show you the math. It's RJ. I know it looks like it might be Burks.
My eyes don't lie.
Burks is a 30-year-old guy who's been playing this game for 11 years as a pro, and he's not as good as getting you that winning bucket as RJ is.
Oh, if you have an elite defender, RJ's in shit.
If you have an elite defender on Burks, he's not going to give it to you either. There's a reason he's was available for us.
No doubt. No doubt.
We're talking about 9 years difference of experience. Eight, I guess 8 years difference of experience. You know, like, even with all that being, I'm just saying, you know what? It's probably a closer call than I made it sound to be, but it's not that automatic. Like, RJ will give you a bucket. Burks can give you a bucket too, but I would rather have the ball in RJ's hands.
You're a homer.
Hey, who got 26 tonight? Who got 9?
RJ.
Who got 9 tonight?
RJ.
Yeah. I was disappointed in Burks tonight, actually. He only shot 3 of 8.
Yeah, but you just nailed it. He's a 30-year-old journeyman. He has a great game, and then his legs come 30 years old. It'll feel like rubber the second game. So, yeah, I
love Burks. I love what he gives you, but in terms of like, and
he's a bargain basement steal.
Yeah.
But the one that really upset me tonight was IQ. Actually, like I said, we needed him a whole lot tonight. This was a big game for him. And like you said, RJ did what he needed to do, folks. He had the 26 points, but IQ, this was a huge game for him to step up and show that even though this is only my second year, I'm beyond my years and mature beyond my years, and not only putting the ball what I need to do, but also setting the other guys up.
I wonder if, because they're human beings. They have emotions. Do you think IQ getting overlooked for the start tonight may have impacted his result?
No. Because
it shouldn't. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I think it's a great question because it's different athletes today. I don't know.
Hey, it's going to be New Year's in New York in 17 minutes.
Yeah, I'm going to be getting off in about 10.
You guys, we should sign off soon. Let's sign off and let everyone get their things together.
Yeah, because I have some things ready for New Year's.
This was thank you so much for joining me, Foxy, man. It was awesome, like always, man.
I love hanging with my guy.
And also, it's a bummer we lost, but I'm gonna follow the lead of our chat, which is they're not as upset about this loss as I am. So I'm going to follow your lead. I'm going to hope for better things coming in the future soon. Let's see if our young guys can respond on Sunday. It doesn't necessarily have to be a win, but I just want to see them play better. That's the thing.
And this COVID, man, has destroyed the trade season.
Totally. Hey, yes. The right thing would have been to just pause the season, but
you nailed it. You called that X amount of weeks ago, and now what we're just saying, it looks like there's 100% infection rate. That it's just everyone on the whole team who's going to get it eventually.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The way that the whole thing was structured, if one guy gets it, everyone's going to get it. It's just the way it is. So, but all that being said, it's still awesome to be able to watch games. I love this game so much, man. I love it. I love our Knicks. I love our Knicks. I just hope that somehow we can get through this period of time, and because even though we did win 3 games in a row, they were ugly wins. They weren't inspiring in any way.
We won against G League players.
Yeah, exactly. So I hope that better things are to come for us in the future, and I hope that Leon Rose has a plan for how to get us to where we want to be. I mean, I want a ring.
Yeah, that's not. I personally think that the way for us to go is it has to be through the draft. We have to get elite players
We
because
have to get lucky. We have to get
we
lucky with the
have to get
draft.
we have to get lucky one of
Yeah,
these years, but we have to up level the athleticism and elite talent. You
yeah.
know, I watched a play by Evan Mobley tonight. That it's like God, he was a number 3 pick. RJ was a number 3 pick.
Yeah,
You
but you know what?
know,
Mobley should not have been a number 3 pick.
no
He
doubt,
should
but
have been the number 2 pick.
yeah, but I'm just saying,
Jalen Green is fool's gold. You heard it here from me. He may lead the league in scoring, but he will not win you a chip. A guy like Evan Mobley wins you
will
a
win
chip.
you chips.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. And that's what we
yeah,
want here.
yeah. What a
But
stacked draft
at least
last.
we have a team we can root for. At least we have a team other than, I mean, tonight was disappointing, but we're 17 and 19. We almost finished 500, which, about 2 weeks ago, didn't even look possible. So I'm gonna choose to be hopeful for 2022, and unfortunately, not having Derrick Rose on this team is very devastating. But maybe someone will step up and assume that role on this team.
Well, just for some hope last year after 40 games, I think we were 2020 last year. So even though it was a 72 game season, all we need is just the opposite of we saw tonight. Just get hot. Just get hot. The guys get grooving, as Tibbs likes to say, and that we can get some continuity where guys are not going out, where they can play for a significant amount of time and really get into it. But I definitely think one of the key things is moving Fournier to the second team if we're going to do anything in the second half of this season.
Yeah, absolutely. We have to. He's shown that he's not consistent enough. He's not dependable enough at the moment.
At the
And
moment, like you said, let him play on the second team and earn himself back on the first team by just lighting it up against second team guys. But even lighting it up on second team guys, the biggest thing is him not defending elite first team guys because he just can't do it, man. He cannot stop penetration at the point of attack.
and if he's not shooting the lights out, then you know, then it's defeatist to
It's
have him on the court.
maddening though. He
Yeah,
hits the first jumper tonight, and you're like, good, 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 good. Have a good game, and then brick, 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 and you're like, oh
yeah,
man,
yeah.
come on, step up. You're a vet. Be a leader. And also the stats last year. You know, I'm looking. Oh God, he shoots over 55% from corner threes and everything. I'm like, where's that Evan that we went through the fine line, tooth
Yeah.
comb, and like this guy can really shoot, and he's just showing that he's a good shooter. But I thought we were getting an elite shooter.
We did get an elite shooter. He just hasn't performed to his level.
Yeah,
And you know what? And the whole thing, oh, well, the big contract, he has to start. That's actually completely, utterly incorrect. If that is the thinking, then you should fire yourselves. Because
yeah, we're
once you sign a
hosed.
contract, it's a sunk cost. It's done.
Yep.
And oh, well, if you put him on the bench, it devalues him. Well, guess what? Keeping him in the starting lineup is truly devaluing him. He shot 1 of 8 tonight. So if he goes to the bench, goes to the second unit, he plays against weaker competition. Maybe he ups his percentages. Maybe he ups his value. Maybe he ups his confidence, and then he can get back into the first unit. But just forcing him into the first unit where he doesn't deserve to be on it is a total mistake. It's a defeatist attitude. I don't even understand it personally.
Yeah. Hey, our good friend Cully stopped by. Hey, Cully, Happy New
Cully,
Year
Happy New Year to you,
to
brother.
you and your family. Again, everybody, if you haven't checked out We Back on Christmas with Jay Boogie with Cully and Papa Left, please check it out. It's a really hot track.
Oh,
everything
yeah, that's right,
everything
that's
that Cully
right. I don't have it.
does everything Cully does is hot, man. So much respect. And he sure knows his Knicks too, man.
Awesome, man. We have a great fan base, and this fan base deserves a great team. Let's just hope it happens, man. Let's hope it happens. It's going to be a process, though. It's not going. We're not going to go from one where we are right now to championship team instantly. It's gonna take some crude, shrewd moves by Leon Rose and some great draft picks.
And I was going to say one other thing that you mentioned before that statistically we're due for: luck. That we pick somebody that like, oh my God, we pick somebody and they turned into a diamond rather than
you mean like a Donovan Mitchell that we had?
Ding ding ding. Can I give a better example?
Rick Pitino begged
told us,
the New York Knicks told us to draft him.
We know.
But we listened to Calipari, who told us to draft Knox.
I know. And we saw a guy, SGA, that we could have taken instead of Knox.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's a whole other thing. All right. We're going to sign off right before the New Year so you guys can go and celebrate with your loved ones and all that stuff. Love all you guys. Thank you guys for joining us so much. And if you're watching this on replay, I hope you guys had a great New Year's. And this game, even though it was incredibly disappointing for me personally, I still think that it's possible that the hopes that we have for this young core are still there and could come to fruition. Unfortunately, it requires guys like Quickly and Deuce to step up and be more aggressive. We got that from Barrett, but we didn't get it from Toppin, and plays weren't run for him. So I hope that Thibodeau is sitting back there tonight. He's going to think about things and think, wait, how can we feed Obi a little more? Because he is a competitive advantage when he's driving to the hoop. We just have to exploit that. We weren't doing it tonight. The defense, even though we held them to 95 points. The defense did their okay job. Unfortunately, the 3-point shot for OKC was there for them in a way that was totally unexpected, uncharacteristic for that team. But it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world, but it is the end of 2021. Happy New Year's to you, Foxy.
A happy New Year's to you, my friend. You and the family. We have a great 2022 coming together. And you know what? We're a family. We go through the season. We'll have ups and downs, but the good part is we have each other every day and every game. And that means we're blessed.
Absolutely. Happy New Year to Kai Wang, Cully, the Earl 14, whoever else is still in here, Tam Hill.
And my brother's Sports Vibes TV, otherwise known as Keys.
Happy New Year. We surveyed 100 people. Happy New Year to you, brother. Keyshawn, Happy New Year. Bodega Wi-Fi, if you're still in the chat, everybody, thank you guys for joining us. This was awesome. And we will see you. Where, Foxy?
Around the Knicks-Verse.